Greetings, I'm Skol, and this is a POG. Specifically, it's a POG from the Jack Wolf Premium Knives Pocket Knives. And what this video is mainly about is how to take this POG that came with your knife and how to mount it in one of these coin collector capsules, kind of like a frame. I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. First, I'm going to go over why would you want to do that? What's the benefit of doing that? Then I'll demonstrate and show you what you need and how to do it real quick. And then thirdly, we'll talk about, if you're wondering what is a POG, P-O-G, and some interesting facts. Cover that third. And lastly, I'll talk about the Jack Wolf Worldwide Facebook group. So interesting things about that. So even if you're not into POGs or Jack Wolf, you might still want to check it out. I think this will be a pretty fun video and demo. So this one is it's made out of cardboard. But first we're going to cover why would you want to mount it in a capsule. So here's from the Midnight Jack, jackwolfknives.com with their company logo. And then you have some artwork of Jack Wolf's kind of a character. And they make some themed logo illustrations. And they have two main artists, Jay Gonzo and Sean Tiffany, that they're go-to illustrators for the artwork. So here's the Midnight Jack knife that it goes with. But first we'll cover why would I want to mount it in a capsule. So as you can see, as it comes, it's just a cardboard chip. And then when you mount it, doesn't that look a lot nicer? Kind of makes it pop, makes it look more substantial. But also, if I wanted to carry this in my pocket or make it portable, it would get all dinged up, the edges would fray, bent, and before too long it would probably get kind of ruined. So why would you want to do this? It makes it look nicer and also keeps it from getting frayed and dinged up. So this is also pretty, I'm not sure it's completely watertight. I wouldn't go swimming with it, but in your pocket, this is sturdy, nicely displayed. So here's from the big bro. So you need to have a little bro if you're going to have a big bro. So there's Jack Wolf, the character. Actually, the original Jack Wolf is Ben Belkin's grandpa was named Jack Wolf and got him into pocket knives originally. So he named the company after him, and that's a pretty cool name. But then turned into an illustration also that goes with the artwork of each knife. So there's why you'd want to do this if you're interested in making your POG, get some extra enjoyment out of it, make it more durable and safe, and that's why we're doing it. So next we'll go into, actually, why don't you think about it like a poster? So like here's a poster. If you put a poster on your wall with tape, and then say you move to a new apartment, you have to take it down, it gets wrinkled, torn, your poster doesn't last. But if you take your poster, if you've ever seen posters put in a frame, those look nicer and stay nicer over the long term. So that's another reason why would you want to do that. So it's kind of like putting it in a frame, taking a poster and putting it in a frame. That's what we're doing. So next I will demonstrate how to do it and what you need. So first of all, you need a POG. So to get a Jack Wolf POG, you buy a premium level. There's 3 different price levels. The normal premium level, a POG will come with your knife. And then they also have a mid-tier range and a budget range called the Gateway series. But the Gateway knives are pretty nice also. Here, I got one right here, I'll show you. Whoa, only $70. Here's a very nice Gateway Barlow. So, and that's the budget brand. The premium brands, it's mainly the materials, but you also get the bells and whistles like the POGs. But you get titanium and diamond light coating. So those sort of things make it the premium brand. But when you buy a premium knife, it'll come in a nice box, black box with shiny silver. And inside the box is a cylinder. And why is there a cylinder? Well, with Great Eastern Cutlery is a big collectible, high-end, very nice traditional pocket knife brand, and they always sell their knives in a cardboard cylinder. So he took that cylinder idea, and kind of what he was, the premise of the whole company was to take traditional pocket knives and reinterpret them into modern materials. So he reinterpreted the cylinder idea into a metal cylinder. Nice stamp there. But when you unscrew the lid, on top, when you open it, will be a POG. So it'll come like this. When you take the lid off, and you'll have a POG right there. And that idea comes from, for the past 100 years, the main technology of like milk cartons and juice bottles, not milk cartons, milk bottles and juice bottles. When you unscrew the cap, there would be a cardboard chip that would help seal it. That was a common thing, but when we get to the third part of the video, I'll explain that more. But anyway, you get a POG, and then your other bells and whistles, you get the knife wrapped in a 10x10, very nice fiber cloth with a Jack logo, Jack Wolf symbol and logo on there. You also get a leather slip, which looks like this. And then you get a couple stickers, and you get the POG. So there's all your bells and whistles when you buy a premium one. So what else do you need to make this happen? You also need a POG chip, and then what I've got here, I'll put a link to Amazon of what I got here. So we got Uncle Paul brand, and you're looking for the DC0340 model number. So here on the end, they've got some different sizes. So the ones that fit the POGs here, the one that I have right here, the exact same one, get your Uncle Paul DC0340, or just follow the link if the link's still working. But if you're watching this video a year from now, maybe the link doesn't work anymore, but you can go find exactly what I got here. So we got professional products for professional collectors. So this is technology invented for the coin collector market. So here you can see some coins. You don't want to touch your coins because that lowers their value, causes them, the oils make the metal corrode. But people that collect coins, they want to enjoy their coins, so they put them in these little custom fit with a foam border, and I'll show you how to do that here. Called a coin capsule, and then you can look at your coin, both sides, flip it over. You can enjoy your coin without damaging it or reducing its value. And so that's what coin collectors do, and we're borrowing their advanced technology, and now we're putting it on pods. POGs. I keep saying pod. It's POG, P-O-G. And the POG does mean something. We'll get to that here in a minute. So that is what you need. So here, I do want to show you what comes in there. So this is a pack of 20, and it's only $6.99 for this. You get 20 of them. They come with the foam, which are pre-cut into circles. So you can punch out what size circle you need to fit your coin. So a penny could fit in there. You just have a bigger, thicker black border if you had a penny, or you get a real big silver dollar. So, and I'll talk about the sizes a little bit more. So that's what you get. 1 day free shipping if you have Prime, Amazon Prime. You get a little plastic cylinder and a foam thing ready to be punched out. So here, there's a little nail nick right here, if you can see it. You get your nail in there and pop it open. You can use a little mini screwdriver you need to. I think I'm getting it. So you just pop it open, 2 pieces. And then your insert. So I did some measurements. The inner diameter, not the full diameter, the inner diameter is 46 millimeters. So that would hold a coin up to 46 millimeters. And then they've got pre-cut circles in the foam to fit standard coin sizes. But what we're going to use for our POGs, we just need the very outer rim. So I'm just going to separate the outer rim off of here. It's really fast and simple and cheap to do if you already have these POGs for only $6-7 from Amazon. We won't need the rest of this, so you have a little foam you can use for something else if you can think of another idea. Now I've got my outer ring, and I'm going to pop it into the rim. Now I did try this different ways. I took the foam, and you can get it to go straight onto the POG, but then when I tried to put it down in, the POG is 43 millimeters, but this inner ring is 40, so that's not a match. You can't just drop it in there. And anyway, when I put the foam around the edge and then I tried to drop it in there, it just kept falling off too easy. So I found the easiest way to do this is I put the foam inside the rim so it's secure, and this doesn't quite fit, so I'm gonna force it in because foam is squishy. We can make it fit. So I'm going to push it in, work my way around, push it into the foam until I'm seated. And then I decided to standardize my chips. I decided I was going to put my fingerprints on the wolf side and keep the artwork nice. I don't think my fingerprints will matter if I just touch that a little bit. So once it's in the pot, I probably won't ever have to take it out again. But anyway, then your last step is you want to push down and pull back with your thumb. So you're pushing it into the foam on the bottom, and that creates more space at the top. And with your other thumb, you're going to be tucking the foam in. So I'm going to work my way around. So I'm going to push down and pull it back. And then with my other thumb, I'm pushing the foam in to tuck it in around the chip. So I'm doing 2 motions. One thumb's pulling it back. The other thumb is tucking it in. Just go around a couple times and you'll see it's being seated in there nicely. And then I just want to make sure it's tucked in on every side real nicely. This isn't too hard. And then let's check on it and see if we're getting a nice even border. You can see the POG is now seated evenly with a nice black foam border all around it, and it doesn't move at all. That's nicely fit in there. And then your last step, this is so easy. Find your nail nick again that was on the edge of the other piece. There it is right there. There's a little nail nick. I decided to standardize my operation here. I'm putting the nail nick at the bottom of the picture, so I know where the nail nick is on each one. Then you just pinch it all the way around to nicely fit it back together, and that is finished. Now I have a new framed POG, Jack Wolf POG, and I got one for each one of these knives. So here's the Benny's clip with the Benny's clip artwork, the sharpshooter. Here's Jack Wolf with a rifle with a scope, so here's the sharpshooter. And here's the big bro with a little bro, big bro on the artwork. And then here's Midnight Jack, so he's dressed up nice in a suit, ready to go out at night, looking pretty spiffy. So, so that was how to do it and what you need. I covered all that. So you can go down in the description below the video and find the link or you can take the info I showed and go find what you need. What's next? POGs, what are they? What are we doing here? So POGs, you saw they were little chips of cardboard. It's been around for 100 years. Originally there was a game in Japan called Menko, and they would play that game. A lot of Japanese people moved to Hawaii. There's a lot of Japanese living in Hawaii or migrated there. Significant percentage there, more Japanese in Hawaii than any of the other states, I guess. And it kind of makes sense. It's Hawaii's halfway to Japan out in the Pacific. Anyway, the game migrated there, and then in Hawaii, and then there was a teacher. Her name was Blossom. Blossom, and then it began with a G. Was it Gibson? Let me look that up again real quick. I thought I was ready to go. Just real quick, let's do an internet search. And let me find my POG page again. And simple, you can get all this info simple from internet search. Blossom Galbiso. See, that was an unusual name, hard to remember. And it says here, the word POG, P-O-G, actually means something. She had cardboard POGs from her juice that she would drink. And the P stands for passion fruit and orange and guava. So that's what POG stands for. That's where it originally came. She got the game going with some kids, and it kept spreading. And it became a $1.6 or $1.5 billion industry with the big POG craze in the mid-90s. So that's what a POG is. There's a little game you can play. You stack up 11 POGs, and then you have a slammer POG that you slam down, and it causes the cardboard to compress and then pop. And all the ones that flipped over, you get to keep, and you keep playing. There's certain rules. And there was even tournaments and all sorts of things. There was even like a POG magazine. So it was a big, huge craze with $1.5 billion industry back then. So every once in a while we get a new collector craze. So here we've got collectible Jack Wolf knives with collectible POGs. And what we're doing here is we're upping our POG game, advanced POGgery. Okay, so if you have any other questions about POGs, ask me in the comments. I'll answer any questions you have. That's basically what a POG is. A little bit of nostalgia. I think that's what Ben was going after. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the Jack Wolf Worldwide Facebook group. So let me go back to my pictures. So on Facebook, you can find the Jack Wolf Worldwide private group. And why would you want, what is it? Why would you want to join there? Well, first of all, you can get some interesting pics like this one that I made of a Jack Wolf knife. And I made a little pirate theme. And I added a song attachment, a nice pirate song. So just for fun, I got a tricorn hat and a treasure chest and a Jack Rackham pirate flag, and made a fun little picture with a song. Here's another one I did. Here's the handle kind of pops in the lighting. I had some John Wick coins because they were gold. I was kind of going for a gold thing, and a Hank and a gold flashlight, and even the one ring, gold ring. So that's kind of a striking photo. And then I also had this picture I made recently, which I think looks pretty cool. This is my Jack Wolf knife collection, the whole collection. So some of these are premium. These are in the mid-tier line. They're called Timberjacks. And then these are Gateway Barlows. So that's the lower tier, lower price tier. So it's fun to collect Jack Wolf. It's a pretty cool brand. Really good knives. And why would you want to join the Jack Wolf Worldwide if you're into Jack Wolf? You can meet other protectors, collectors, and see interesting pics like this. Anybody can do it. You with a camera, even if you just took your knife and just get an interesting background like a marble counter or a picnic table or even your porch outside, and then take a little picture and post it online. People like to see your stuff, maybe your wallet and keys and your knife. That's a common thing to do. Or you can make an elaborate picture like I did, and that's fun to see other people's stuff. Another reason you'd want to join there is they do a lot of funny memes. Probably the most funny memes I've seen in any of the knife groups. Donnie works at Jack Wolf. I think he does most of those memes, but fans post memes too. A lot of funny memes. They have a good sense of humor. So you can enjoy being in that group, seeing some cool pictures and memes. And then another reason you want to join there if you're into Jack Wolf, you get the latest inside info. And from what I've noticed, compared to their newsletter, I think you get the info a little bit faster on the Jack Wolf Worldwide Facebook group, which Ben Belkin, the owner, and Donnie, they're posting on there every day. So they're sharing the latest product news and inside info. And then there's also a buy, sell, and trade system on the site. So if that's what you're interested in, you can also join for that. So that's a private group. You have to apply, and then one of the moderators will get to your application, and it's for Jack Wolf. So you probably should get a Jack Wolf knife and then join the group. So anyway, I think I covered everything. We covered mainly POGs, so, and framing your POGs. And what is a POG? We covered all that. Demonstrated how to do it. And we also talked about the Jack Wolf Worldwide Facebook group. So come join us there if you're interested. Hope you enjoyed the video. I thought it would be, the reason I made a video is because I thought I'd just demonstrate how to do that. I think some people will be interested in that. Maybe it'll become a thing. Maybe Jack Wolf, if it became a thing, they might start making more POGs, POG. Maybe for sale on their website, they can make a little set. Like the POGs come with just the premium pocket knives, but what if they sold a set of like, make a POG with like the generic logo, make another one for the fixed, a generic one for the fixed EDC line of Jack Wolf, and then they've also got the Steel series. You could have a POG for that, and then you got an ultralight series. You could have a POG for the ultralight, and then your Gateway series. So you could make a variety of additional POGs and have like a 6 POG set to sell on the website for $10 or however much it would be. I know that's a business decision. When you're a business owner, you have to decide, is it worthwhile to do something like that? Are people interested? Would they buy it? If you made all those POGs and then nobody bought them, that would be a big waste of time and money. So I'll leave that up to them if they want to run with it. But now that, I did want to give credit. So the original idea of putting a POG into a coin capsule, that was from the Facebook group Corey K. I won't say his last name because he might not want his last name on YouTube. But if you join the group, you'll find him. Corey K. That was his idea, to take a POG and put it into a coin capsule. So let's call it a POG capsule now. So I have my POGs framed, looking nice, and I was glad to do it. Minimal effort, minimal investment. It was like $6.99. I'll post the link, so go check that out. Also go check out my other videos if you're thinking that looks kind of freaky, like voodoo. That's not voodoo, it's called a sugar skull, and I explain exactly what that is on my video about the Benny's clip. And then these other knives don't have an individual review yet, but those will be coming. So subscribe, come back later, and you'll get reviews on these. Or you can go right now if you want to know what that is. I explain it exactly in the review video on the Jack Wolf Benny's clip. And my next video will probably be like a Jack Wolf, while I have all my Jack Wolves laying around right here. I think I'll do a quick tour of my collection. I'll probably post that video next. So subscribe, come back later, get all those videos. Health and happiness to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Skol, and remember, always carry a knife.